You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet.
That's my troll voice.
We're good.
Yeah.
Very good, I could tell.
That's what they sound like.
Well, welcome to our trolliest episode yet.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't wait. I've been waiting since we started this 12 years ago. It was like one day we're going to get the Super Troll Islands.
Islands, yep.
If one Super Troll Island was not enough, don't worry. There's at least two.
Well, so today we're covering Super Troll Islands, plural.
I wonder if that's like a sequel to Super Troll Island.
Oh, God.
And Super Troll Island was so successful that they made a Super Troll Islands.
And then the third one, Super Troll Islands.
Islands with a Z.
Yeah. Nice.
Super Troll Peninsulas. Super
Inlets.
Troll Archipelagos.
Ooh. Love a good archipelago. Oh, my gosh.
Before we talk about all the trolly goodness, man, what you guys been up to?
Not a lot. Kind of a just a week, you know.
Yeah.
Went to work a lot and
Damn it.
came home a lot.
Hate that
you
shit.
know.
I like the coming
I
home
like the
part.
coming
That's
home part,
nice. Yeah.
We had a nice little weekend. We went to the mall, and turns out I have learned Victoria's Secret.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it is. And
What is it?
And I'm going to
Can you tell
expose
us?
it today
It's an
on
old-
TADPOG.
According to Jack Sings on TikTok, it's an old man in Ohio.
Well, that is true, but the real Victoria's
Wait,
Secret.
explain that.
The founder is an old man from Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There was a girl that wrote a song about it. And
Really?
got a little traction there.
Oh, okay.
She got some popular female vocalists to sing it with her. I think Miley might have been in there once.
Okay. Now, is it it's a different store than Victorian's Secret?
Yeah, it's different, I think.
Okay. All right. I was just curious.
Victorian's Secret is a whole lot longer to explain. So we went in and Tanya found a pair of cargo pants that she liked.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were looking through the sizes, and you've seen Tanya, she's about big around as a fucking toothpick, you know, she's a little thing. And she couldn't find her size. But the mannequin up on the thing had it.
I was about to say, that is a hard feat at Victoria's Secret.
Yeah. She wears the extra smalls on a lot of things, and apparently a lot of young ladies buy extra small, you know, so it's just a popular size, I guess. Anyway, there was a size of extra small pants on the mannequin, and so we flagged down an associate and we're like, hey, can we get the pants off of this mannequin because it's the only size it fits? And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. We do that all the time. Takes off the pants. The mannequin's wearing panties.
All right.
That's the secret. The mannequins at Victoria's Secret are wearing underwear.
Okay.
I was hoping
Do unto your
you
mannequin
didn't ask, and it was just a very heated Ian stripping the pants off a mannequin in the middle of Victoria's Secret and being
Oddly-
outraged by the panties.
Oddly, it would have been weird. Like I wouldn't have had a problem setting the it was just up on a shelf on the display, so it wasn't like in a window or anything. So I wouldn't have had a problem lifting it down and getting the pants off of it to, you know, whatever. But I'm glad I didn't, because I think it would have been really awkward. I don't know. Somehow, if there was nothing under the pants, it would have been less awkward than to take the pants off. It was like a thin G-string pink pair of panties that most women probably wouldn't wear
Hell yeah.
every day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But I was just like, I think I would have felt weird taking them off and there'd be panties there. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
no.
it is weirder. Because I would feel like I'd need to comment on it. Like,
Right.
oh, look, panties. This man gets better panties.
Oh, I totally commented on
Yeah.
it to the associate.
How
that
can you
helped us.
not?
You're like, oh, look at that.
Huh.
And I said, now I know the secret.
There you go.
And she thought that was hilarious, so I thought I would say that on the show. The well's running dry, fellas. My funny's just, it's drying up.
Oh, you too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We are fucked.
And then, let's see.
Tyler's on it this week. It's his week to be funny.
Oh, good.
I checked the calendar. I checked Outlook. Yep. Yep. Monday, 7 to 9. Tyler's turn to be the funniest.
Nice. Other than that, I did a little yard work for the first time in a while. Went and picked up sticks. I enjoy it.
Yes, you're lucky. You got
You come do mine too, then.
No, I don't think
I
I can
hate
handle that fucking thing. I don't know how to drive your lawnmower.
Um,
Mine's a push mower, so it's easy. But I didn't mow so much as just picking up like sticks and shit, leaves and shit that had fallen that I hadn't had a chance to clean up, just to get it nice and clean. And did that. So I told you we have a bunny rabbit. Mm-hmm. His name is Parker, and she named it Wicked because she's hooked on that shit. But we decided to name it Parker because of the way it bounces around its cage, like parkour, see?
Yes.
And so we got this like extension. We were out consignment shopping and we found this like cage that it's like like a pin that like folds flat, but it's got like 10 sections and you can like set it in a circle and clip them together and have a pin.
Yeah.
Well, what we did was she attached it to the front of his hutch that we bought him. And so now he's got like a fenced in front yard. So he can kind of come and go as he pleases and
That's pretty nice.
jump around and all that kind of stuff. And he's funny. He's really fucking funny to watch. I've never really gotten to experience rabbits at play. But she puts stuff in there for him to play with. He's got like a little plastic cup and he flips it up in the air and he's chaos. He's just utter chaos embodied and it's hilarious to watch. I'm very fond of the rabbit and I didn't think I would be. But the rabbit came from our neighbor's rabbits having more rabbits, and then this cat that we feed named Jones.
Dave.
His name's Jones.
Jones is pretty good too.
Yeah. Jones is a good cat, but he's also feral. And he brought Parker to Tanya when he was just a little bitty thing. Like tried to kill it, and Tanya ran him off, and Parker was saved. He didn't get killed. Well, the parents of these bunny rabbits keep getting out of the backyard of my neighbor, right? And so forever, people stop to look at these rabbits, like, because they just kind of hop around our neighborhood and sit on our front porch or go sit under a car parked on the street or something. And people are just fascinated.
What do they
rabbits.
look like?
One of them, so Parker is black and white. He's got white with black spots and like black ears.
Up ears or down ears? Okay.
Up ears.
Okay.
And the mom and the dad, one is white with a little black stripe down its back, and the other looks just like Parker, white with a bunch of big black splotches all over her. And I know, and so they just run around. They sit and chew on the grass and run around and fucking hang out. And it's like kind of a tourist attraction.
Sure, those are the rabbits I would look at.
Yeah.
Because those clearly aren't like wild
They're not
rabbits.
jackrabbits.
Right. The ones I'm used to seeing are just brown. They look like deer.
Yeah.
But they've just been scaled down like substantially.
Pretty much. They're
Yeah.
like big chipmunks or
Yeah,
something.
right.
But
They look fucking crazy. They look like they can hear the trees whispering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably can. It's all those weird berries they eat,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But anyway, so for the longest time, those two are inseparable. The mom and the dad are inseparable. When they run around together, never see them apart. Except for the last couple of weeks, the black and white one has not been around. And we were like, oh, fuck. We thought it had maybe gotten killed in the road or so, because these people that have these rabbits are not doing a great job of trying to contain them. And they don't seem to care that their pet rabbits are running around. They might use them as a food source. I don't know, but I doubt it. But I'm just saying.
I mean,
they do not give a fuck about these rabbits.
I mean, rabbit is tasty. I don't think I would eat a pet rabbit.
Well, I've talked to you about the local Chinese restaurant that would breed rabbits in the back. And then that's my first real glimpse of death was whenever they were making their family meal and I see the Asian lady cook go back and come back with a rabbit, slap it on the table, and just chonk.
No, I don't know if they might be. I don't know. They're nice people. I'm not saying they're like, scary people or anything. They just don't care. But I think they had bought the rabbits for their kids, and their kids stopped caring.
Yeah, and
so now they're just breeding, and that's where Parker came from. So that's fine, and we saved him. But I wouldn't give him Parker back because he was presented to us by a feral cat that would have most certainly killed him given the chance.
Right.
And that was proven over the weekend because come to find out, more baby bunnies have surfaced. And so I think we know where Mom was the whole time she was nursing the bunnies. And Dad was just saying, fuck you, I'm going out, going out and partying.
Right.
Coming over to eating our cat food. And he eats our cat food. I don't know. But anyway, one of the baby bunnies got out. And Tanya spotted it and was like, oh, look, another baby. And well, Jones was fucking stalking it. And so Tanya ran over and ran him off or whatever. And then he came back. And then I went over there and ran him off. And the bunny went back in the fence. And everybody was cool. About an hour later, the fucking bunny was dead in the yard.
Yeah.
And
done got jonesed.
It got jonesed. So just thought I'd bring that up because I'm really glad we saved Parker because it was super sad to see the little baby bunny get killed right here almost at Easter time too, but not that one has anything to do really with the other, I don't think. But so that was my weekend. Witnessed the death of a bunny, but also learned Victoria's Secret.
That's pretty good. All in all, I feel like that's, you came out ahead.
I think so. Got to see panties on a mannequin.
Hell yes.
I have a new fetish
Pannikins.
I didn't know about, apparently.
Panikins? That's what spread COVID, right? The panikins?
Yep.
That's it for me. What about you, Dave? What have you been up to?
Kind of the same old shit, boys. Kind of the same old shit. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about, but I'm still playing a little bit of Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm still wilding out in Monster Hunter country. But I love this game called Final Fantasy XIV, so that is kind of just where I prefer to spend my time. I was playing it this weekend, and I was like, man, I should really play Monster Hunter Wilds.
Man,
yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I bought it. I do like it, but I mean,
if the call of the wild, there, you gotta do what your heart wants you to do.
Exactly, and that my heart wanted me to level ninja. It's a job that I have not enjoyed in the past, but I don't know, man. After doing all these like melee jobs, it feels different now. It feels like it clicks more than it did.
It is time.
Yeah, it is. It is time. And it's fucking crazy because it's like, it's super fun. But it's fun right now. And I was telling Nikki last night, it's like, because I didn't want to stop playing last night. It's like, this job is like really fun to play. You've got like, and it's so fucking Naruto like inspired. Like it's crazy.
So it's very different than 11
crazy
Ninja.
compared to 11 Ninja.
Okay.
The ninja in Final Fantasy 11, which players like the story with that is hilarious because Square Enix released this ninja job for Final Fantasy 11 and not expecting players to use it as a tank job because it's like
the ultimate fucking tank job.
But right, because it can conjure shadow clones and then those clones just eat up damage, But anyway, it's different. It's different in 14. It's super like. It's obvious, like, when Naruto came out in relation to those two games. In the middle. It came out in between those two. Like, down to, like, there is this is not a joke. There is like this summoning scroll the gauge that you fill up, and when it fills up, you can summon a giant frog. You run with your kunai out. You do the Naruto run. I mean, it is like unabashedly, unashamed. Like, yeah, we saw Naruto. We know people like that.
Right.
So that's essentially what they did. That's kind of it. I uninstalled Marvel Rivals. Not like a huge thing to do there. It's just I was playing it, and you know what? I just wasn't I tried the thing. I was super excited to like try the thing, and then like it was just like, oh, I don't like him at all.
Fuck.
Like at all. Like he felt like paper, which to me, that's
It's
a problem.
Kind of the antithesis.
He's made
of
of rock.
the thing. Yeah.
You just need the scissors, and you got the whole fucking set.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. Then I like got back to Rocket, which I enjoy playing, and then man, the people are just fucking. I just got sick of the people.
Yeah, I hear it.
And I was like, you know what, man? It's like I don't know, man. It's like it wasn't like a hateful uninstall. It was just like I haven't played this in like months, and like I'm trying it again for the first time in months, and it's like I'm not enjoying myself. Who is to say I might reinstall it down the line? But for right now, let's clear up some hard drive space.
Yeah, I've had the same kind of thing, except I was getting in and playing once or twice a week in addition to Overwatch, and I haven't touched Marvel Rivals like since the last time I brought it up on the show, which has been a month maybe, and I'm just not missing it because I'm still getting my fix from Overwatch.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
And I've had some but I get the community. They're almost the Overwatch community has somehow managed to get itself back to being less toxic, at least at the levels I've been playing at, which aren't
That's good.
Great levels, but I've turned the chat back on, like the text chat.
Yeah.
Because I want to say GGs and all that
Sure.
kind of stuff. And
Sure.
I can mostly ignore the shit. I don't usually get a lot of negative comments directed at me.
Because you're good. You're competent at the game.
I'm competent enough to play.
The problem is when you're not, and it's a time thing. It's just like I haven't put a lot of time in the game. I'm playing it pretty fucking casual. And it's one of those situations where it's like when this first came out, it was so much fun. And then like when I played it this last time, I was like, why is everybody so fucking sweaty?
Yeah.
Why?
They really are.
It doesn't make sense. This is a casual game. This is not ranked. This is like fucking Bush League. Like if you want to be sweaty and you want it to like matter, go play ranked. Go play ranked.
Exactly how I feel about Overwatch.
And then let the people like me who just like, I don't know, man, I want to pretend to be the rock man for an hour.
Yeah.
Let me do that in casual.
They don't want to play in ranked in comp because they're afraid that they won't be where they want to be, or they might have a good rank and they don't want to take the chance of fucking it up. That's why nobody plays fucking comp.
I knew you were just talking about this in Overwatch.
Yeah, they
people
do the
don't
exact
do it.
same thing.
They need two casual modes. They need real casual mode and sweaty casual mode.
I totally agree.
And it's like if you want to incentivize the sweaty people with like fucking skins and shit,
bonus XP,
that's fine.
Or something.
I'm not there for the skins or whatever. I'm just like what to play as
Regular casual, incel casual. So that's just,
yeah. Before you play, they're like
nothing else.
They show you photographs of women and they're like, "How does this make you feel?"
Write down 10 words.
Angry. That's incel casual.
Yeah, it's like a CAPTCHA test for what mode of Overwatch or Marvel Rivals you play.
You have to pick the right pictures and answer right, and then click the box that says "I am not an incel."
What is your opinion of Andrew Tate? Whoa,
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's not like a huge deal or anything, but it was straight up like, you know what? On top of not enjoying, like not really like, you know, when you're playing something and I don't know if this ever happens to you guys, but you question, like, I never want to be playing a video game and be like, am I spending my time wisely? That is like the fucking death of a video game for me. I just don't, the moment that creeps into my brain, I'm like, oh, fuck, am I enjoying this? Oh, I'm not. Shit. All right. Quick exit.
Yeah. Good call.
So Nikki and I started watching My Dear Friend Nokatan, which is an anime from last year. It is self-described in the anime as a brain-dead late-night comedy anime. I love it. We've really been enjoying it, but it is like it's a hard one to recommend to like. It's not one that you would recommend to people who. It's not a good. This is your first anime.
Okay.
It's one of those where it's like you kind of. It's. I think it's hilarious, but when watching it, it's like this is an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Like this is a tough one to show to somebody who's never watched any anime. The premise of it is essentially a high school club is formed.
What?
Yep, it's a deer club.
A deer club.
A deer club.
As in really big rabbit looking deer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And it follows the president of the club, who is a honor student who used to be like the head of a delinquent gang, and she wants to keep that a secret. And then a human personification of a deer shows up, and she's kind of the one who sparks this whole club starting. And she looks like your stereotypical. Imagine an anime high school girl, and then add deer antlers coming like out of the side of her head, and that's her.
Okay.
And then the funniest part of it is they actually have deer who are not people. All the other deer in the anime they're deer.
Okay.
But they're all
Dear lowercase d.
They are lowercase d, yes, and they're all 3D CG. The rest of the anime is 2D. Everyone's 2D, and these look like they're from like a PlayStation 3, like Buck Hunt video game.
Oh my god, that's weird.
And that's hilarious because you kind of forget from time to time that these deer exist in the anime, and then you'll see one, and they're so out of place. And it's I don't know, it's great. There's
funny.
a fucking Dark Souls reference in the intro of the anime. It's memeable. It's great. I like it. We're almost done with it. There's not much to it. There's 12 episodes. We got like 2 to go. But it's been really nice to kind of just fucking switch the brain off and lay in bed and just kind of watch and laugh.
Nice.
And then that's kind of it. I started The Demon Haunted World by Carl Sagan. There's a podcast I listened to that recommended it. It sounded up my alley, and it's kind of an older book. It's from 95, but it talks about like, I'm only like a third of the way through it. But it talks about like mass hallucinations and like alien abductions, and it's really fucking fascinating because like he talks about how the alien abduction stuff from like the late 80s and the 90s, how it mimics like the pop culture from like centuries ago of like demons and like fairies like abducting people, and like the sexual experiments with like that alien abductors were doing matches up closely with like succubus and incubus from like ages ago.
Yeah.
The lizard people know how to change according to the times.
Right. Yeah.
And get different rumors started.
Exactly. So it's interesting because he does talk. It talks about how like, how it ties in with like sleep paralysis, and how like a lot of like the abduction stories take place in like that like nighttime, like the dreamy kind of like, people really believe that it happened, and it seems so vivid, but like essentially the theory being that like pop culture is like filtering down in while people are having these like sleep paralysis experiences. And it's like talking about like the percentages of like people who have like claim that they've been abducted is fucking crazy high compared to like very like normal, like founded in science kind of things. Like it's crazy because it's like at one point in the book, don't quote me because I mean I could be misquoting this, but he was talking about how like you could take the number of people who have worldwide who have claimed they've been abducted by aliens, and like that's India's population.
Damn.
Holy shit.
That's fucking crazy. And I have to be misquoting that because that can't be right.
It's like 1 billion people.
That's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, it's a seventh of the population of the planet.
So, but I think the actual percentage was like, I think it was like 2% or something like that. But like worldwide, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of people.
Shit.
So anyway, it's cool. It's interesting doing the Audible thing. With Seth MacFarlane's involved in that. And Carrie Elwes.
Elwes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Wesley.
Yeah. So it's neat. It's cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's it for me.
Well, in a weird twist of fate, I've got 2 movies to talk about that I saw.
All right.
So, yeah.
That is strange.
The first one, Melissa and I watched the riff tracks for Night of the Living Dead. So the first one
I
in
didn't
the
know
60s.
that makes sense that they would do that because it's public domain.
Yeah, it was a very interesting watch.
Yeah.
That is just a very locally small zombie attack.
It's like a play,
One house.
essentially.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, sorry.
No, you're totally
I'm
right.
trampling all over your shit.
I mean, we enjoyed it, but it was still like, it was fucking weird.
it's weird and claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It's quaint.
Yeah.
It's quaint.
That one blonde girl who's just catatonic for 80% of the movie.
Yeah.
Then there are people just in the basement for the majority of the movie and they come upstairs.
Yeah.
And of course, the black guy survives and then is killed by the cops at the
Yeah.
end as they do their like prison style cool hand Luke sweeps to kill all the zombies.
Yep. Yeah, that's Romero's that's like the message of that movie.
It really is.
And I think that's really cool of him as a filmmaker is like in all these zombie movies you get these like I don't know, societal remarks.
Yeah.
They all have a theme like that and that was like the theme.
Boss
of that one.
Hogg is going to kill all the zombies and kill the last survivor.
Yeah. I like that movie, but I can see that being a good Riff Tracks
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I like it too. I watched it recently on Joe Bob.
Now Dawn of the Dead. Now that's the shit right there.
Yeah.
I like Dawn of the Dead a
It's
lot.
pretty good.
I remember I watched the one that with the zombie named Bob that could shoot a gun.
That is City of the Dead? Is that City of the Dead?
No, it's Day of the Dead.
That's Day of the Dead?
Yeah, it's like the third in that. Little
Shit,
series.
you're right. Yeah.
And it picks up like Dawn of the Dead is a self-contained thing. The second one is another one, and then the third one is a sequel to the second one. More so than the first. Really, they don't tie in, but yeah, that one's dumb because he's like sentient enough to know that, and that one.
He can salute.
Yep.
Yeah,
He can
and
shoot a gun.
let's not parallel, these things, please. It just didn't have a place. It took away that movie. It lost a lot of.
I thought City sucked too. I don't like
I don't
it.
know if I've seen that.
I think it's City of the Dead. It's the one. I don't like zombies when they start like in Dawn of the Dead it starts, but it's not fully formed yet because Dawn of the Dead the whole thing is like they're congregating at the mall and it's like why are they congregating at the mall?
They're all coming back to the thing that
they're comforting to them that they're used to. It's part of their routine.
Yes.
That I'm there for. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's
Same.
like there's some kind of like subconscious kind of thing.
Yes.
But then when they start like evolving that and they start gaining like sentience,
Nah.
it's like I'm out, man.
Yeah.
that just loses the appeal for me.
Agreed. I feel the same way.
And then Choco Chicken Chica is still pretty obsessed with Robert Pattinson, so she wanted to go see his new movie, Mickey 17.
Mickey 17.
Man, I want to see
I do
that. Is
too.
it good?
He was really fucking good.
Man,
Awesome.
It was really
I was
fucking good.
hoping-
Robert Pattinson, man, the dude's got fucking range.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
I
really
knew
does.
nothing about it going into it. It was just like, that was pretty fucking good, man.
Have you seen The Lighthouse? with
No.
Willem Dafoe and him.
Mm-mm.
It's a black and white 4x3. And he's in that. And that is honestly the point at which Robert Pattinson really started allowing us to take him seriously.
Yeah.
And he's done really good work since then. The Lighthouse is a tough movie to watch. It's very stylized. It's hard to, but I enjoyed it. It's just very much an art film.
Yeah.
Not at all like probably. No, Mickey 17 is going to have more of a upbeat pop sort of appeal to people.
It has its comical and very, very political, a very political message, like thinly veiled.
Right. But yeah, Lighthouse.
Mark
is good,
Ruffalo
and
also fucking great.
Yeah.
Yep.
He looks like he'd be really good.
I want to
Yeah.
see
saw
it.
that. Yeah,
We almost went this weekend, but it involves like I don't know if it's. Would you say it's it's appropriate for a 10-year-old to go to? Because it's rated R. That's what kept us from going. Is
It's not just for some of the sex scenes, maybe.
yeah, he
That's
wouldn't.
that's the
that
only
would be
that's the
uncomfortable.
only thing. Otherwise, like I wouldn't say it's too brutal.
Yeah.
With the violence or anything like
Yeah,
that.
violence. I
So-
mean, you can see all that he wants. It's America, baby.
Yeah.
We glorify that.
Just
The
no
sex,
sex.
no, thank you.
There were some scenes that might be a little uncomfortable, but overall, like I'm surprised it's rated R.
Really?
Yeah.
He's playing Minecraft with a girl now, so I mean,
Shit.
changes are starting to happen. I think so.
But yeah, because it's about basically a failed politician says, fuck it, we're gonna go start a new planet with all of our political beliefs because the Earth has gone to shit.
Thinly veiled, you say?
Thinly veiled, yeah. So this almost cult-like figure takes all his people to the new planet, and Robert Pattinson's character Mickey is trying to get away from we're getting killed, a deal gone bad. So he doesn't really read the terms and condition and signs up for like the job no one wants, not realizing how fucking awful it is. And so it's about him dealing with being the one person in this job that is outlawed on Earth but legal in space. So
Interesting.
yep.
The trailer looked really cool. The trailer sold me, honestly. I didn't even know that much about the movie.
No.
You just taught me so much about the movie that the trailer didn't. I just thought the trailer looked fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, it really does.
And I was like, yeah, that's like something I would like.
I think both of you would enjoy it. It would not be a wasted evening.
Okay. Land of the Dead is the movie that
I was just looking at
I had to look it up. I disliked it so much that I forgot the title of
Yeah.
it.
And I think there was only the two.
There's
I
a
thought
cool
there was
scene in it.
3, but I think there's only the 2 because the one with Ving Rhames in 2004.
The remake, Dawn of the Dead remake.
I like
that a
I like
lot.
that
I think
one
that's a
too.
great
Yeah.
remake.
Zack Snyder directed that.
I know, isn't that
actually.
fucking
I really like
crazy?
It is nuts. I mean, and I do. That's like probably my favorite one.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
And
I like
Before
it.
he started putting his nuts where they don't belong,
right.
back in the day long ago.
But I think the next one was Land of the Dead, which was the one that we're talking about. I don't think there was one in between. I thought there was, but I may have been splitting Land of the Dead into 2 different movies.
There's Diary of the Dead, which I haven't seen. That's like a found footage one. It might be a remake of Night of the Living Dead, but
Oh.
it's like done in a found footage style.
I
so
don't know about that
So
one.
it like takes place in like the modern times.
Okay.
I didn't watch it because I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I was zombied out at that point. I think
Yeah.
this was like during The Walking Dead
Right,
and stuff.
right. I would just stick with Night of the Living Dead 2004 remake and be good pretty much for all of it.
I like
It's just-
Night of the Living Dead 3. I remember seeing that one like my senior year of high school.
Oh, really?
Where a guy is like his dad is a military general in some restricted area and doesn't want him to date this girl. And as they're trying to run away from him on his motorcycle, he gets in an accident. The girl dies. So he takes her back to where his dad's military program, where they're doing experiments.
I know what you're
and
talking
brings her
about.
back.
Is that because that's not part of the Night of the Living Dead series, is it?
I remember it's a 3, but I remember all the first names.
Yeah, and I think the
No.
first one's a 2. I might be wrong.
So there's a 1985 sequel to them called The Return of the Living Dead.
Right.
It takes place in Louisville.
What?
And this chemical that the army had there's this guy that works at like this. He's like a prosthetics factory supplier type of thing, and they have a bunch of bones and skeletons and stuff.
A Yum brand.
Down in the basement, they've got these like sealed army containers with this mystery chemical in it that's supposed to be disposed of and never was. And they accidentally open one, and it starts turning them into zombies.
And it's a comedy, right?
Yeah, and they throw it. It's a horror comedy. Yeah, and they end up having to kill one of the people that turned into a zombie, and they burn him in their furnace of a funeral home next door. They burn it up, and all the smoke goes up into the air, and then it starts raining. And this group of punks that are like getting drunk in a graveyard nearby get rained on, and everyone gets rained on and starts turning into zombies. It's the most ridiculous movie, but I love it. It's really funny.
I need to watch it. That's been on my list for a long time.
It's funny. But yeah, it does. It takes place in Louisville, Kentucky.
And I think that
Which one was that?
that was Return of the Living Dead.
The Return of the Living Dead, 1985.
But I think the movie you're talking about, Tyler, is in that series, isn't it?
I mean, if it's army goo, then yeah, probably. Because I remember that specifically was the plot point.
Man, I need to, because I've seen that too, but it's been a really long time.
We've been talking about zombies so long. Is your draft about zombies today?
It is about 90s trends.
Oh.
Hell yeah, koosh balls. Hell yeah, beanie babies. Hell yeah, let's fucking do this
So
shit.
it's a 20 spot.
Jeez.
20 spot draft
shit.
on 90s trends.
All right.
And give you guys some more paper.
That's all right. I'm gonna do notes, man. I'm good.
Me too. I've been keeping all my answers in a note on my Mac.
Oh, okay.
So I could go back and tell you the answer to any of the drafts back to a point. For example,
Thank you.
random answer, lesser known Looney Tunes characters. My number 4 was Sam the Sheepdog.
I love it. I love it.
All right, 20 spot 90s trends in
Okay.
celebration of these fucking troll dolls.
All right.
Starting off strong, kicking the door in, Jinkos.
Jinkos. This is a 20 spot, you said?
20 spot.
That's an 18 for me.
You love Jinkos?
Not a fan of Jinkos.
What were Jinkos?
They were the big ass fucking jeans.
Trash bag jeans.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm talking like I hated them. I didn't hate them. I mean, I knew a few people who wore them. They seemed like they were okay, but I don't know. I never
had any either. My parents would not have allowed it.
I didn't even want them.
Because they were all just muddy. Everyone who wore Jinkos, the bottom was just muddy and wet all the time.
Do you remember when bell bottoms were like a thing in the 90s?
Yep.
I remember both times bell bottoms were a thing.
Yes.
In the 70s and in the 90s.
Jeez.
I don't personally like them, but I also did see some very pretty women that wore them. If they wore them in the right way, they look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not gonna. I don't
You're
really have
starting
an
to sell me.
opinion. I'm gonna go 14 on Jinkos.
Next, devil sticks.
Are those the
Yeah.
like the two sticks that you
Two
hold?
sticks where
and
you
then
balance the other stick.
Right.
You flip the one stick with the two sticks.
Right. So I'm not gonna lie. As an adult, I think those are fucking stupid. As a kid, I didn't have them, but I can guarantee you that I wanted those. And if like someone had offered them to me, I'd have been like, "Fuck yeah, sign me right the fuck up."
Yeah.
So I'll put that right in the middle. That's 10 for me.
My dad told me to go in the yard and pick 3 sticks, and it'd be just as good.
Nice. That's a dad
He
fucking
wasn't.
statement.
He wasn't really wrong though. So as a dad now, I could say, yep.
He was looking out for you. I am going to go right down the middle as well with Dave on this one. Devil Sticks at 10 for me. Never
10.
personally had them, but I was old enough at that point to think. Usually it was dudes like white guys with
Dreads.
dreadlocks
Yeah,
that were
absolutely.
operating these things.
Sure.
And I always was like, you look really... I mean, I get you're good at it, you know, but you could also be, good at spinning tops on the ground. And Well, I might like that better. But anyway.
I'm surprised that you even had this conversation with your dad and he didn't mention Jesus sticks.
We get you some angel sticks. Make you some angel eggs for your angel sticks. Number 3, which would be not my number 1, overalls.
Overalls. I know you like the overalls.
Yeah, Melissa was an overall girl back in the day.
So was Tanya.
So was Nikki. I mean, like, I feel like that was an inescapable thing.
And once in a while, if you got lucky and you were standing next to your wife/girlfriend/fiance at just the right angle, you could see right down those motherfuckers. And that was always pleasant for me. I personally never wore them. But
I did once in a Mario costume in like 2006.
yeah, that
was it.
That's okay.
Past the 90s.
I'm going to put them just above Jenko's. I'm at 13.
I got him at a 9, just above Devil Sticks. Yeah.
Good spot. This thing I usually associate with Sean Miller because I saw him wearing them a lot back in the day.
Dr. Seuss hat?
Dr. Seuss hats. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's bring him back.
Just with Sean Miller. I want him to wear them again every day.
I want Tadpog branded Dr. Seuss hats. That's what I want.
Cheap ass felt. You can get
Oh, yeah.
Tater Day.
They melt in the rain.
Yep.
Yes.
Cotton candy hats. All those parts.
Also frequently owned and operated by white dudes with dreadlocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or really big Four Non-Blondes fans.
Okay.
I'd put that at 20. I fucking
20.
hate those things. Sorry, Sean, but I'd have fucking made fun of you in the 90s wearing a fucking Dr. Seuss hat. If you were at a theme park or something, or a Halloween party, that's fine. But literally seeing people walking around the mall in Dr. Seuss hats was just enough for me.
Well, I bet you anything. If I were to call Sean Miller right now and ask him about Dr. Seuss hats, he'd be like, "Dude, I never fucking wore a Dr. Seuss."
He would. You're right. And I didn't know him then, so I'll take your word for it.
But it makes sense. Even if he didn't, my mind fills
You
in
can
those
picture it.
gaps. Yep.
Yeah.
When he had his
Well,
lesbian
you're the one
haircut.
that guessed it.
I know.
You said it before he said
I
it.
know. We used to joke about this a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
a lot.
I'm
lot.
late to that part.
An alien pendant and a Dr. Seuss hat on Sean Miller.
Yeah. That's a phrase I've heard at many a D&D game in college. With Miller there. I mean, it's not like we were talking about him behind his back or anything. I mean, that's a 19 for me.
19 and 20.
Yeah.
Next would be I saw a few kids with these.
Oakley's.
Oh, I wish I would put Oakley's on here. I didn't think of Oakley's. Pacifier necklaces.
Oh my fucking God. I'm glad I saved the 20 spot.
I wish I had.
Jesus Christ.
Remember that shit?
I fucking hated that. That's 19. It's as low as I can.
God damn.
I'm trying to like trash compactor it in on 20 as well. You know, like fit 2 into one spot. It's
Into
not
a
working.
garbage chute, Flyboy.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. I hope you didn't think too hard about the rest of these because my next lowest spot is 17. So if there's something in
18
the
for
world
me.
worse than a pacifier necklace, it's going to be 17. Yikes. Yikes.
And then a trend Brennan and I were on, yo-yos.
Yo-yos. Yeah, that's a top 3 for me. That's 3.
Same.
I'd fuck with a yo-yo right now, man.
I was a yo-yo guy.
Remember that
my whole
Simpsons
life.
episode?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. God, that little, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Yep.
God, that is one of the funniest fucking scenes they ever made.
And it's because it's so fucking true. That
Yeah.
shit used to happen, not with yo-yos for me personally,
Right.
but that shit would happen. These like weird things would roll through elementary schools.
Absolutely loved that. And I love yo-yos. I've been fucking playing with yo-yos since the 80s. Like I was actually pretty good at it for a little while.
I was terrible. I'd have the special ones that would automatically come back to you.
up. Yeah. And I couldn't do a lot of tricks, but my thing was I just liked the repetition of it and that feedback from
Whip.
the yo-yo coming up and hitting your hand, and it was just something. I'm with you. I would fucking pick up a yo-yo. Cohen got one for Christmas.
What brand was it?
Duncan, of
Hell
course.
yeah.
Because I bought it. We are a Duncan house.
Our eggs are Paws and our yo-yos are Dunkins. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pause, motherfucker.
But yeah, I had to showing him how to do it, and of course he's probably just fucking stuck it in a drawer somewhere now. But yeah, yo-yo's awesome. It could, because I didn't care much for the 90s. It could potentially belong at number 1, but I'm holding out hope and putting yo-yo at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm hoping Jennifer Love Hewitt's on the list, so that's why I'm saving 1.
Is there something higher than 1?
There are no people on the list.
Oh, Jennifer Love Hewitt in overalls.
Whew.
Hell yeah. Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
I mean, you could do Jennifer Love Hewitt in a pacifier necklace, and that's still top 3.
A Dr. Seuss hat.
Dr. Seuss hat.
Still works.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
Jinko's Devil Sticks overall. Dr. Seuss hat and pacifier.
We're maybe stacking a little high on that one. That might tip over for me here if we keep that up.
Yeah. Downgrade from top 3 to top 5.
Next would be translucent electronics.
Yeah, man. All right.
You're still holding out for one of our listeners to buy you a translucent phone.
Yeah. Yep.
A transparent phone.
I
Whatever.
loved my translucent purple Game Boy Color.
That was a big thing.
And then the iMacs that had the
Yes.
translucent. Yep.
I think that's what kicked it off. At least that's the first thing that I remember seeing in the translucent genre of electronics is those iMacs.
I like.
because Foxtrot had a whole big series called
The
iFruits. Yeah.
We had an iMacs at Apex.
The sales, yeah.
Yeah, we had those those transparent colored ones, and I liked them in some formats, but when it started to become in everywhere, and it kind of lost its luster for me. So it was, but it was never really a big deal to me whether or not something was transparent. So I'm going to stick that one at.
I hated the fucking mouse on those, the fucking pucks.
It was just a puck.
Oh
or
my
circle,
God, I
like
hated
the
those.
least intuitive.
Ugh.
Hardest to use.
Yeah.
Like you're basically controlling it with the back part of your fingers.
Yeah.
'Cause you can't put your hand on it and still press the button.
Where those go for both of you guys?
9 for me.
That's a 4 for me.
4.
Mainly because it like that's like sweet spot nostalgia for me. That's like late teens. Like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
It's good.
Beanie Babies.
Oh
They
boy.
had to be on here at some point.
Oh boy.
Beanie Babies.
Oh boy.
I never really had any.
Me neither. But my aunt was fucking crazy for Beanie Babies. She collected Beanie Babies to resell, and I don't know if she did resell any, but she liked to play the Beanie Baby market, and I don't know. Next time I see her, I should ask her. What was do you have any Beanie Babies left? Because she had a lot, man. She was buying lots of Beanie Babies and selling a lot of Beanie Babies. So I have a lot of family memories tied to them. 11.
Tanya and I were really kind of into them for a while. I love collectibles, right? I love collecting
Sure.
stuff. And Tanya was all about the Beanie Babies. She loved them. And so we kind of enjoyed them together. And then after she and I divorced, one of my girlfriends at the time, between marriages, I've mentioned her on the show before, although I'm not going to bring up what about her would make you remember who I'm talking about. But she actually wrote a book, and it was published on the history of Beanie Babies.
Wow.
Cool.
She was fucking nuts for these things. And it was at that point that my love for Beanie Babies kind of died. Because that whole thing didn't turn out well. It turned out well in that I am not still with her, and that I'm, ended up where I ended up. But that being said, we still had a lot of enjoyment out of them, finding new ones, going different places and looking at which Beanie Babies they got here. Kind of like with Funko Pops, 6 for me.
Six, pretty good. Pretty
I
good.
remember when McDonald's had them as Happy Meal toys.
God, you couldn't get one.
I know.
All the
quite
moms
crazy, man.
would go
I know,
in
it's
and
wild.
buy them up. They had to put like limits on how many Happy Meals you could buy in one visit and stuff. It was nuts.
Yep.
That was probably the biggest like trend since Cabbage Patch Kids.
It's a bona fide craze.
It was insane, and I like them because they were high quality, you know, and they were worth collecting as far as I'm concerned if you enjoy them. But the fervor around these things was, God, it was crazy.
It was wild.
Trying to go get a Beanie Baby for my kid out of a Happy Meal. Sorry, sir, we are no. It's like 2 hours after the thing started, we don't have any more. Like, what the fuck? How?
There's something about
It's 8:00 in the morning. How?
there's something about a collectible that moms go crazy about that is really funny to me, but like not in like a mean way, but in like a real like almost like an adoring way where it's like, holy shit, man, now you know what it's like to go through. Because I feel like most of the collectible stuff is like guy shit.
It usually is.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because I feel like we're the dummies who are usually going to pay a whole bunch of money for this shit. So it's nice to see something come out and it's like older women who I never in my life would be like, oh yeah, she's into collectibles, you know? I don't know. It was just a wild experience.
This is not on the
Truly.
trends list, but I remember my mom and Brandon's mom both fucking loved the like geese and bonnets,
Oh yeah, that was a big thing too.
decorating rooms and shit with geese and bonnets and baskets and baby blue and shit.
That's funny. I haven't thought about that in a long time,
Yeah.
dude.
Crazy. Those, like the farmhouse trend that recently came and went, and then
Yep.
before that, it was those little wood carved man and wife hugging. There's a whole collection of those
Yeah.
fucking things that Tanya was into for a while.
It's like my mom was over at my house just Friday and she saw our dish towel and I was like eating an apple and she was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "What?" She's like, you have a lemon dish towel." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "These are in." And I'm like, "What? Okay."
Lemons are fucking huge.
They're in, Jerry.
Lemons, I tell you. They are. They're fucking huge.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't know, Mom. Nikki bought it. I don't know."
Let's see.
You got Furbies on there?
No Furbies.
Oh, man.
Good. God, I hated those.
God,
fucking
a friend and I murdered one of those.
things. Ooh. Good. Thank you.
It
for
was
your
a weird
service.
experience. The death knell.
Next is Pogs.
Pogs. Love a pog.
Hey, hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
Alf's back.
But in what form?
Pog form.
Shit. I love Pogs. What's that? It's named after like the milk company or something. The Pacific Oceanic. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember
I have
either.
no
And then there's
idea.
also Fat Ass White Girls, which I also like. This is probably my number one spot.
Okay.
There we go.
Pogs. One for me.
Pogs.
Never cared for him. Didn't get it.
Yep.
I
It
get
wasn't.
it.
But
You
I was
a
too
little
old,
too old.
to be
Yeah.
really into it. But I respect it because it took hold.
Yeah.
It got a big following. That is going to be 15 for me.
Passion fruit, orange, and guava. Is where Pog comes from. Those are the I guess the juices that this company sold.
I see.
Next, something I had and Brendan had, Frosted Tips.
Frosted tips.
Remember, I had my Carson Daly haircut with the part that went up. Frosted
Nice.
blonde.
Hell yeah. Hell yes.
Yeah.
I tried to get that and I went and I ended up looking like a fucking leopard is what happened, which is fine. It
Yeah.
worked. It's like I look like a extra from Romeo plus Juliet. This is fine. This is actually maybe better than what I came in for.
That's funny. I just referenced that movie yesterday. It's weird that you said that.
remember the first time Brendan tried to get it done, his mom did it at home and literally looked like leopard spots, like big circular patches of blonde.
He and I should compare photographs.
Remember the next day, like it was dyed back to normal because he's like, I'm not going to school with this shit.
Really?
I remember
You gotta own it.
when he also dyed it orange, like had orange streaks in his hair. I remember we went to Venture River and there was just like this trail of orange lazy river around him.
That's a 15 for me. Ian, where would you put frosted tips?
16. I didn't do it, and it didn't. I'm not gonna judge anybody for wanting to do it, but it just never really hit for me.
Next, somebody who recently quit my department had one of these still, but a
job
wallet.
What is a job? Chain wallet?
Chain wallet.
Sorry, I trampled all over that. I wanted a chain wallet.
They were banned in middle school.
Really?
You could have them back in high school.
Were people using them as weapons?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Weird that I would put Jinkos at 18, but chain wallets at 5. But here we are. Chain wallets 5.
Chain wallet hit 11 for me. I wanted one, but that faded fast enough for me to not care.
To not imbibe
to
that
not
Kool-Aid.
buy into it. Yeah.
Next, the Tamagotchi.
Oh man,
I had the Pikachu one.
That's awesome that you had one. When those were really popular when I was in middle school, and that was when I was at my peak. Don't present as a gay person. I don't know where else to put it. I wasn't gay.
I don't have a Tamagotchi.
But it was very much like, oh, what do I need to wear to not get beat up? A puffy jacket with a sports logo on it.
A Charlotte Hornets
I went
purple and teal.
I went 49ers, but yeah.
Very safe. Very safe.
Yeah. You know why?
I mean, it was red, so the blood, so you got to be careful with that.
Exactly. Look, man, I'm telling you, my son is not going to fucking know.
It's true.
He's not going to fucking know what it was like to be growing up in this time where it's like literally that Charlotte Hornets jacket, most popular. I didn't want to get it because someone might say those are gay colors. Shouldn't matter, but it did.
Oh, it mattered.
It mattered a fucking lot because I don't want to get my ass kicked.
I gotta listen. The 80s weren't great for high school and stuff, but I am so glad I got out of high school before the 90s really kicked in because it would have just been impossible. I wouldn't have made it. It was a different animal in the 90s.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to compare it against, but I'm glad that I was like in high school in the late 90s as opposed to high school when I was like
in the middle.
Yeah, that would have been, I feel like, the worst.
Those were not good. Yeah. All of this shit was everywhere. And then all the, the gay bashing.
Yeah.
The worry about that appearance. All that shit was just so much.
I remember.
But back in the 80s, I could wear a fucking pink polo shirt with my collar popped, and I would look fucking hot. That was
mesh shorts,
the look.
Play volleyball, all sweaty.
Fuck. I mean,
docksiders with no socks.
Meanwhile, me in 1993, Mom, I cannot wear that button-down shirt. It has an F slur tag on the back, Mom. They're gonna pull on it, Mom. They're gonna pull on it.
We had that. that was a holdover from the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't perpetuate it, but I mean, I did refer to it by name.
Right. I mean,
which is like, God, where do these stupid kids come up with this shit? You know what I mean? It's just so dumb.
And I didn't mean to bring it down.
No.
But that's just the fucking way that it was.
Yeah,
that was just what everyday life was like.
School was the worst.
As an adolescent boy. That's a long way of me saying that I really wanted a Tamagotchi. Never had one, really wanted one, so I'm going to put it at 2. I got my sister one for Christmas 2 Christmases ago.
Nice. Tamagotchi's back in Pog form.
Man, I'd love a fat ass white girl Tamagotchi. I'd feed her so much fried chicken and shit.
All day. I put Tamagotchi.
Man, I got this cool BBW.
Man, we found a niche right here. I think we could start.
It's a pancake with a
Etsy
screen on it.
It's a pancake, a stack of pancakes. I think. Yeah, I love this.
My Tamagotchi is a fupa.
You pull down the zipper and it's the screen.
Yes. I didn't, obviously, again, I didn't have this because I was an adult, but Gage had one, and I put this at 12 because Gage really liked his Tamagotchi, but when he got tired of it, I knew that this digital animal was dying and starving to death, and it bugged me. It bothered me so much, even though I tend to anthropomorphize things.
Daisy.
What?
I'm just thinking of Hal.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's just I never really picked up on that one. I don't like having to be perpetually in charge of keeping something without a pulse alive. You know what I'm saying? Like a digital creature, keeping that alive for me is not fun because real animals are better, right?
Yep.
So, but I get it. I just wasn't for me. So 12.
Next, inflatable furniture.
Ooh.
I had a purple inflatable chair back in the day.
I don't have a lot of experience with inflatable furniture. So, but it sounds awful.
It was awful.
So I'm going to do 17.
Yep, 18 for me.
Next, flannel shirts tied around your waist.
Oh, shit, man. This can't be in my top 5. This sucks.
I was all over that shit.
Hell yeah.
So was Melissa. Her overalls, and I remember a flannel tied around it at some point.
6 is as high as I can go, unfortunately.
We have a winner.
Oh, that's your
This
number
is
one?
my number one.
Yeah.
I still do that. Not with a flannel, but I still tie long sleeve shirts around my waist just to keep up with them.
Yep.
But I like that look.
You get your
I
period.
always
You want
have.
to kind of hide it in
right.
case there's a...
You never might have a leak. Might not have anything with me.
You need the wings.
Yeah.
Keep your
Well, I
blue,
just left them
your
at
blue
home.
period water. Next, something I had and deeply regretted it once, a pair of Doc Martens.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I forgot to bring my gym shoes and ran the mile in Doc Martens in high school.
You shouldn't do that.
Holy shit, I had shin splints like a motherfucker the
bet.
next day.
Yeah.
So me in basketball shorts, ankle socks, and Doc Martens running a mile around the track.
That's a 7 for me. I used to wear Docs. Throughout high school, I wore Doc Martens. That's a 7. That's as high as I can go.
2 for me. They're great shoes. They still are. Telling you about a pair last year of Doc Marten boots. They're quality footwear. I can't say enough about how good Doc Martens are. The only time I didn't like Doc Martens is in the early 2000s when they started putting those platform heels on the bottom that like girls would wear, and they'd be like 4 inches taller.
Yep.
But they'd be walking around like Herman Munster.
My high school girlfriend
your feet.
exclusively wore those because she was short and she did not want to be. So, yeah.
Yeah. But aside from that, yeah, Doc Martens are great.
Scrunchies. Scrunchies.
I'm indifferent. The scrunchies, that's 11, I guess. It's fine. They're fine. Scrunchies.
Girls with scrunchies, awesome. They're still
High
around.
ponytail.
They're
Tanya
still
Harding
around.
style.
Yeah, I mean Tanya still wears them from time to time.
They've come back a little bit.
Yeah, they sort of survived. That thing. You see girls, they wear them on their wrist and keep them there to pull their hair back when they need to, whatever. But
yeah.
I like the girls with the scrunchies because I like girls with long hair. And if you got long hair in the 90s, you're gonna have a scrunchie and it's gonna look cute. So 6 for me, or no, 4 for me.
4.
Sorry.
That's pretty good. oversized suits. Like the zoot suit trend.
Oh, the zoot suit trend. I see.
Where you see all the NBA players in their giant fucking baggy suits in the 90s.
Steve Harvey. Remember Steve
Yeah,
Harvey?
Steve Harvey. Exactly. Kings of comedy when he had hair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
The helmet.
Yep.
Yeah. 16.
17. Didn't care for them.
And up there with Dr. Seuss hats, next we have bucket hats.
Oh, I had a bucket hat. I still do. Actually, it's Henry's now. He inherited
They've come back a little bit again.
Yeah.
Now
Which one's the bucket hat?
it has like the frill. It comes down low.
It's like Skipper.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gilligan or Skipper?
Gilligan.
Oh, sorry. Gilligan.
Gilligan. Yeah.
Gilligan had a bucket
Little
hat.
buddy.
I have one of those for working in the yard, except it's made for, it's like
Yard work.
yard work. It's got holes in it and stuff,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I like those. 8.
8.
12 for me. That's my highest available spot.
Next, the Macarena.
Okay. I mean, I remember it. My parents loved it.
Yep.
They loved it.
I remember the DNC convention in '96 had like the whole
Yes.
thing doing the Macarena.
Yes. It's a dance in World of Warcraft. That was the female human dance.
Yep. You can get it in Fortnite.
Really? I don't know why I'm surprised. Of course you can. Yeah.
I liked it. I didn't do it myself, but I liked watching pretty girls do the Macarena.
Yeah,
'Cause
sure.
A lot of these are about pretty girls for me. And I thought the song was fucking cool. 7.
7, pretty good.
13 for me.
And then last but not least, the hacky sack.
Hack.
Sack.
All right.
Which I was also fucking awful at. Remember during the church parking lot trying to hacky sack, everybody get one kick before it fell.
Oh, it's on the roof. Oh.
Yep.
I wish I could put it higher. My only spot I've got is 14. I didn't own a hacky sack. Hacky sack was like, I feel like it was just a little, which is weird to hear you say that you were doing it in middle school. That just shows how fucking uncool I was. I always felt like hacky sack was like a college thing. I never had one. I never knew anybody who had a hacky sack. I never got to experience the hacky sack phenomenon.
Hacky sack was my life for
Are you shitting me?
the better part of the 80s. Because my friend John, not Captain Gun Nerd John, but my other friend named John and I were very close friends. We lived within a few blocks of one another. We hung out every fucking minute of every day, especially in the summer. And we were really into skating back in the days.
It went hand in hand with skating.
We went and got into skating back in the days of like Pal Peralta when Tony Hawk was like a child and, Steve Caballero, all those guys. And we were really into the California scene, especially when skateboarding. And my dad took us to Disney World one year, to Florida in Disney World, not to California. But we knew about hacky sack, but at one place in Disney World, they had like genuine hacky sack brand hacky sacks.
That's a brand?
It's a brand.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's like Kleenex.
Okay.
But they started and they were made of leather, and it was stitched together like a baseball. The pieces went together like a baseball, but the stitching's on the inside, obviously.
Yeah.
So but it's leather, and we would work them so they would get a little bit more pliable and hit the foot a little easier. We had chants that we would do, like you used to hear when girls would jump rope and they would do little things. We would do that to help
Keep the rhythm
going and keep it. And I was actually really good at it for a while.
I believe that.
And so was John. John was way better than I was even. But if I could shift everything down one and put hacky sack at the top, I would. I still see a hacky. I wish I could find my original one. I remember it like I remember it like it's in my hand. It was blue and white, and it had the hacky sack logo on it, and it was just awesome. I loved it, and it's really good exercise. But we would play together, kick it back and forth to one another, and keep track of like what our records were as to how many kicks we were able to get before it fell and shit. It was a damn near an obsession for me for a long time. So yeah, it's at a 6. It belongs at 1 because I didn't think about hacky sack getting possibly thrown into this list.
Well, there we go. There's our 20 spot 90s trend blind draft.
Hell yeah,
Hey,
man.
thanks, Tyler.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was a
fun.
good draft.
You guys will talk about trolls.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Super Trolls Island or Super Troll Islands. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about them.
Do we have a letter?
I do.
I asked like we wouldn't have a letter.
Got to figure something out. I can't see my screen because of where my mic is. All right. Zine Lord.
Zine Lord.
Brad from Arizona writes, "Hey, yo. The only U.S. review I could find was EGM, who devoted 33 words to Super Trolland." Trolland. Yes, that's what the title says. Super Trolland.
Super Trolland.
And across 5 reviewers gave it an average score of 6 out of 10. However, in jolly old England,
If I were a troll, I'd be Tyler Trolling.
Ooh, I like the new team name.
They had a magazine called Superplay, which was solely for the hardest core of nerds imaginable.
Shit.
I'm talking about the type of people who learned Japanese in the early 1990s just so they could watch anime VHS tapes and play Super Famicom imports.
I can't imagine how difficult that is,
Yeah,
especially in that time
right.
Oh, fuck
with,
yeah.
with no access.
with like no internet or like easy tools. It's like I don't even think Rosetta Stone's a thing then.
No.
Our high school had Japanese for like 2 years.
Yeah, that was before me. That
Yeah,
sucks that I missed
It was
that.
while I was there, but I was already deep into German. I couldn't come out of it because I needed the credits.
Sure.
And I didn't want to stop studying German
Right.
and start all over again
Right,
with
right, right.
Japanese, but I wish I had known. Anyway, you might think, how could a magazine like this exist
Yes.
for more than 2 months, being focused on such a niche interest in an island nation of just 48 million people?
Troll Island Nation.
Trolland. This magazine was around for 4 years, and the only reason it stopped being published was because the N64 came out. Crazy to think about.
Wait, I want to know the story. I want to know that story. The N64 came out, and this magazine was like, "Fuck it, we're done.
That's it.
This is garbage." I get it. I get it. I respect their decision.
I think the magazine was dedicated to Super Nintendo.
Ah,
It's called
okay.
Super Play. I think it was just Super Nintendo. Kind of like TADPOG is strictly only Super Nintendo games.
100% of the time.
100% of the time.
We're at our best. We're gonna have laser focus on one singular game per episode.
Can you imagine though, like being a magazine and like you got advertisers and shit, and you're like, "Nah, fuck it, we're done. It's not
Yeah,
Super Nintendo. We have no flexibility whatsoever."
I'm sure there's more to the story.
Yeah, yeah.
But, they maybe just didn't have anything left to write about. They got 790 odd issues and like, yeah, we pretty much covered it.
I can also respect them being like, no one on the team was like enthusiastic about like 3D gaming.
Right.
I can respect them, like if that was the reason. It was like, yeah, man, we just don't like
We
it.
don't do
We're just
this,
not gonna
yeah.
do it. So
We're like Cowboy Bebop. We had a story to tell. It's told.
It's
We're moving
told.
on.
Yep.
Many will try to repeat it.
See you, Space Cowboy.
See, boy. It says that on that pin right there.
Hell yeah.
I remember. Okay, this is the article. Anyway, Sue Grant from Superplay reviewed this game.
Lou Grant.
No, Sue Grant from Superplay.
Oh, okay.
She's the magazine's named after her. Superplay.
I love this. As opposed to their number one competitor, Looper Play.
Superplay. This was reviewed in the June 1994 issue of Superplay.
Okay.
Sue Sue Grant. Sorry.
For that octopus fetish blooper play.
Ooh.
Or that really weird scat fetish pooper play. I remember trolls from when I were a lass, back in the early 80s. I wasn't a fan of them then, and when they had a revival recently, I still wasn't massively
Ouch.
impressed. However, my young cousin and my nieces all wanted them for their birthdays, so I guess they must have some appeal. I'm obviously missing something. Thus, when James handed me this game to review, I was prepared to look at it with an open mind. The first thing that struck me about this was the cheery and colorful graphics and the jolly, bouncy little tune that accompanies them. The next thing that struck me was the fact that there's not much to do in Super Troll Islands. You just run about coloring in the landscape as you go, avoiding spikes and other obstacles, and splatting all the baddies with custard pies. Oh, and collecting bonus items, of course. It's a simple idea which marries together platform elements into a puzzly style as you work out how to fill each block of landscape in. You have 4 trolls to choose from to play. Each of them has different colored hair, pink, red, green, and blue, and each troll has his own special ability. One can swim underwater. Excuse me. One runs fast. One is very strong, and one can jump really high.
I would argue they all run fast and jump really high.
Yeah.
Agreed. You can change the troll you're playing by pressing select, which will take you back to the bedroom you started in. I only changed trolls when I died.
Same.
Yep.
Here you just bounce on the bed of the troll you want to change places with. You can even choose the direction of the troll's hair. The troll's hair leans on the configuration screen. It's either right or left, you see.
Yep. I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting option.
It's another 90s thing. You know, they knew what they put it in there for a reason, one we will never know.
I think when I first saw that, that's such like a low effort, like it was such a weird option that it almost felt like the game was done and they were like, oh no, can we do anything at the last minute to make it like a little bit better?
The appeal is how weird the hair is and what you can do with it.
Right.
So what can we do with the game?
I don't understand why they didn't do the thing where when you're, you know, you could do a tornado thing.
Right.
Turn into a tornado and fly around the level real fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that when he comes out of the tornado, the hair isn't sticking out in each direction? Because that's all I ever did with trolls was
roll them in your hands,
get their hair pointy, and then roll them in my hands to make the hair fly open. I didn't like them, but that's one thing I could do.
I had a few. I like the pencil toppers.
The pencil toppers I liked
because you could really do the palm spinning thing of those.
When one of your trolls loses all his lives, he returns to the bedroom, jumps into bed, and falls soundly asleep. He doesn't actually die, that you know of, Sue Grant.
Mm-hmm.
When this happens, you just choose another one to use. The game is over when all 4 trolls are asleep. After you've used up all your continues, of course. I really like it when the trolls say yeah or wow when something nice happens, or ow when they get hit.
Those were the days.
In this remarkably cute little voice. It's certainly one of the neat touches in the game. The age range quoted on the box of Super Troll Island is 6 to 14, but I reckon it should be more like 6 to 11. Most self-respecting 14-year-olds wouldn't be seen dead playing with trolls and might conceivably tire of this game pretty fast.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I think 11 is stretching it.
I think it is too. By today's standards, fucking 8 is stretching it.
Like, dude, when I fired this up and started playing it, it was like, this is a baby-ass game for babies. It was just fine.
Like actual
they need
babies
their own
could
games,
play this
but
game.
real babies,
this day and age, right?
For babies on a little bit of acid, just a little bit.
As a treat. MK Ultra Babies.
Yes.
Jim Henson presents MK Ultra Babies.
Sue Grant continues. The levels are, however, big and colorful and do get considerably more tricky as you progress. So, whilst the game would appear to younger children because of its bright and appealing graphics, they'll have to master the nicely programmed but rather sophisticated movements of the little characters. And a 6-year-old may find getting through 5 islands with 10 levels each a little too difficult. Graphics 85%, sound 77%, gameplay 60%, game life 58%, overall score 70%. Verdict, bright and cheerful game, and I'm sure that young children will love it once they're master the tricky bits, but wait for the cheaper UK cart. Okay. Brad continues, there's an ad for the game in this magazine as well, and the ad succeeds in not specifically stating what the game is, even though it is even called, until you look at the tiny photos at the bottom. Impressive. Yeah, you can't. Okay. It's just trolls on the screen, and there's very little to indicate that
it's a video game.
That it's even a video game.
It doesn't
right
look-
down here, you can see the title on the box and a little tiny picture about this big Tyler. So that's it. Later, Zine Lord Brad from Arizona. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
What's our verdict on Super Troll Islands?
I got real bored of Super Troll Islands real fast.
Immediately.
Real fast. I got bored. My initial reaction to this game, what I like to do is I always go to options first, because I feel like the options screen on a Super Nintendo is, for the most part, your tutorial, your in-game tutorial, where it's like, okay, can I change the controls? This is how I learn what button does what. And I'm greeted by literally the fucking Hokey Pokey. The Hokey Pokey is the song on the options screen, and this was an indicator of
where we were headed.
Because it was straight up like, dude, you couldn't even write a fucking song. For your video game, you couldn't write a song. You just took the goddamn Hokey Pokey? Don't do that. Write a song.
It was that or on top of spaghetti.
Right? Yeah. Wait, all covered in cheese?
Hell yeah.
So I kind of, once I pushed beyond this fucking like, come on, guys, you made a video game, like write a song.
Yep.
Once I pushed past that and started to play, I was like, oh, it's kind of neat. You like wherever the troll walks, the ground turns from grayscale to color. It's like, that's neat. I like that. That had a real like arcade style feel, like an 80s arcade style feel to it, which really was cool for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I realized that that's all you fucking do. And it's like the enemies aren't really tough.
Yep. You have a weird little projectile.
Yeah, it's
That
like
isn't super easy.
a yellow nacho splat you throw at them, and then you eat them when you splat them.
Yep. Because it's a half trope, because giant sprite in a platformer, but it is not slow and floaty. You are fucking super fast,
jump like
slidey,
Luigi
all over.
in
Yeah,
Mario 2.
it's fucking nuts. And then so it makes it difficult trying to color stuff in, because you're fighting with the hyper fast, slippery controls as you're trying to kind of tightly platform around. And I didn't realize you don't have to color everything in. It's only the circles. Because after I played my first just sit down, I got 3/4 of the way through the game where I was like, okay, I'm just going to watch a video about the rest, and realized I was 3/4 of the way through, and a straight up just playing it as it's supposed to be played speed run was 7 minutes. No hacks, no level skips, nothing.
That's
just
funny.
Straight gameplay.
Pure gameplay.
Pure fast. Go around in the circles as fast as you can. 7 minutes.
That's hilarious.
It's good.
So it's such a weird little game. It's not awful, but it's just the troll looks soulless and weird.
But that is like on
I
brand.
guess that's their thing.
I
It is
feel
on
like
brand.
but yeah, you're right. I mean, it looks soulless and weird. That's a really good way of putting it.
Now, all the words are all translucent and jumpy and bubble letters. That every single thing is overly stylized.
Yeah. It's like the font is like the Uniracer font, but like
every letter is maxed
is
out.
rainbowed. Yep.
But there's no bosses. I saw like some sort of bonus level at the very end.
Which the bonus levels in the game also play the Hokey Pokey. I cannot stress how off-putting the Hokey Pokey was. It just bothers me.
Yeah.
It just bothers me. Just write a fucking song. It doesn't have to be good. Even if you tried to write a song,
It's
and
better
it's
than
better
using
than
Hokey
the
Pokey.
the Hokey Pokey.
We had, I don't know. I I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. I'm just kind of ambivalent about it because I'm with you, Dave. I thought the coloring in of things was kind of a neat concept.
I hadn't
But
really seen that.
I had neither, and I saw the controls were just sloppy to me, and it was I couldn't see the enemies very well because like the little bats that fly across and guard the pits or whatever, they're kind of in some levels they blend in a little bit, with
And
the
they're
background,
tiny.
and they're so little
They're
bitty,
so small.
you can't see them, and
Yeah.
you take a hit immediately. I didn't like all the leaps of faith that had to be taken.
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot.
when you drop down to the bottom of a level. Oh, there's spikes.
Yeah.
There's a little platform this wide with no indicator that there's a platform
Right.
there, and
You just
then
have to
everything
know.
else is fucking spikes.
Yep.
Oh, and it's like, oh well, I guess I should have gone and gotten the high jump one.
And you
for
got to
this.
highly precisely time your jumps.
Yeah.
And it's so big and slippery. I mean, that kind of delicate platforming when half the tile is spike.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
tough sell because it's like, I know I've said this before. Sorry, but I think it warrants saying again. I do think that the reviewer in Super Play was right, and that this is like a good, like, this is a baby game. This is for kids. But you know what is also for kids and adults and is a time tested great platformer? Mario.
Yeah.
Why play this over? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, why
There's no
play this over
reason.
Mario?
There's no reason.
And I know that argument can be made for a lot of platformers, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if you're resting your game design on this is for little kids, then I don't know, man. It's tough.
Like they're resting their game and their game design on the popularity of
the
something.
trolls. Yeah.
And they're like, well, and again, few points go to them for the creativity of coloring in things.
Totally. And I want to
if it's the aesthetic, if it's what you
Yeah.
I want to give them more points for that. But I was thinking about this when I was playing it. When I got tired of the game, literally on the third level, I'm on the third level and I'm like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Yep.
This would have been a great one level in Super Mario World. One level in
Yeah.
Super Mario World where you color in the level
Yeah.
as you run.
And they kind of do get to that point in like the Paper Mario games where
No,
things fill
yeah.
with color, and it's like, but yeah, I'm
But
with
100
you.
levels?
But 100
Yeah.
fucking levels of this is, and again, I can't stress enough how sloppy the controls were, which would frustrate any 6-year-old child. In addition to 51-year-old adults, sliding off a platform because you were walking
They made
too
them
fast.
extra sloppy.
Extra sloppy.
We know how you kids like
how
'em.
you boys like them extra sloppy. Slide past the ladder down into the spikes. It was just constantly making errors. It was hard to plot out how I wanted to do the level because of the errors, and the controls would fuck that up. And it just wasn't a good time.
What'd you think of the tornado turning into a tornado?
I thought that was even harder to control than
Yeah, I know. It makes you even faster.
Yeah, which is like, I don't want to go faster. Can I get the slow tornado option? Do you want while you're listening to the Hokey Pokey, give me an option to slow down at some point. Yeah, it was.
You guys have any achievements?
I have a few weak achievements, sure. My first one is don't feed the trolls.
Nice.
Which is just don't collect any items. I don't even know.
Oh
if that's
yeah,
possible.
the fucking items, man. Dude, I think it's super easy to not collect them because it took me forever. Like when you go over an item, you pick it up, and I was like, okay, I'm just holding the milkshake.
Yep.
All right, I'm holding the
Yep.
milkshake,
Guys,
and I'm just carrying it
milkshake.
around, and like, oh, press the R button,
Yeah.
and then you collect it.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird. Why don't you just, I don't know, collect it when you go
Yep.
over it?
Yeah.
They had it figured out in fucking Bubble Bobble, idiots. Like, what the fuck?
My second achievement is Super Splatoon Islands. And to beat it, just beat the game by coloring everything in. This reminded me of Splatoon.
Yeah, totally.
A lot. And then my last achievement is Uncanny Valley. And to get Uncanny Valley, you stop playing Super Troll Islands because there's just something about those things that makes me uncomfortable. And that's all of mine.
I've got a couple. My first achievement is don't jump scare me, bro. Which is a thing that Henry says when he watches videos. In order to unlock, don't jump scare me, bro. Complete any level. The first time I fucking finished a level and you get the giant mode 7 troll face that just comes out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck, man? Good Lord. For a baby ass game, that was fucking trauma right there. And my next achievement is Poot. In order to unlock Poot, you die because you just turn into like I was playing as the green-haired one, you see.
Yeah.
And when you die, you turn into a fucking puff of gas. So this gave me like Booger Man vibes when I died and literally turned into a fucking fart. My next achievement is Donald Ducking It. In order to unlock Donald Ducking It, this is fucking horrifying. This like literally I had to stop, like my brain wouldn't fucking process what was happening. In order to unlock Donald Ducking It, you climb down a ladder. When you climb down a ladder in this game, you see trolls wear shirts, but they don't wear pants. So when they climb down a ladder, they put their arms up and their fucking ass hangs out. But not only that, their heads turn to face the camera. So it's like a fucking like slutty Linda Blair. Like
And it jiggles a little bit.
it's fucking.
The Game Grumps did this game, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
It is. It
Little
is.
jiggly ass going up these fucking ladders.
It is. It is something else. It is a sight. It is a sight to behold. It is disturbing. It is. It is like way more disturbing than anything in like Resident Evil, for example.
You could also call that achievement shirt cocking it toddler style.
Nice.
For the first time in many years, I walked into one of the bathrooms in the hospital and found a man toddler style
Oh, no.
at the urinal, pants at the ankles, shirt raised up, pissing in the urinal.
Damn.
He had to be about 60.
It's just easier this way. Did I tell the story? Did I tell you guys the story about being in the you talking about the urinal, weird shit you see in a bathroom? Did I tell you the story about how when I was in the airport for a work trip, I'm about to get on the plane, and I go into the bathroom, and there's a dude at the urinal facing the wrong way, taking a dump in it, and it's 10 a.m.
Like a kingpin?
Yes. And he's on his phone. That was very much a "this is not my problem" scenario.
That's some Charlie Day in It's Always Sunny. D, I gotta go.
Oh my God.
My last achievement is down in Tasmania, come to Tasmania. In order to unlock down in Tasmania, come to Tasmania, you turn into a tornado and fucking zip right the fuck off a platform. Which happened. That happened to me.
I come to Tasmania.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
I've got 4. First one being Rainbow Bright. You manually color every part of every level and beat the game.
Man, I can't tell you.
I feel like a Rainbow Bright game would also be very similar to this.
Yeah, totally. I really wanted to fill in the entirety of at least one level. Couldn't do it. I don't know what I did wrong.
One.
Really?
I did one. And something happened where I got like something happened where I was able to color the trees and stuff.
A tornado will color the trees.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
That's what I couldn't figure out because the trees were always left grayscale.
Yeah, I managed to get through one that way, but I didn't remember that it was the tornado. This is how much I gave a shit. That the tornado was the way to do that.
0 out of 10, unplayable.
And then you've got Pay the Troll Toll.
Nice.
And you pay the Troll Toll by killing all 3 trolls and beating it with the last one.
Nice.
And then I've got the next one, Praise the Sun, and then a little arrow saying weird and for sun. So praise the weird sun. Just beat the game. Because every level you unlock this fucking weird ass sun that rises up and smiles
Like
at you.
Teletubby style.
Yep.
Yes.
Was it a baby? Was the sun a baby's face? I don't remember.
I think he was closer to the Kellogg's Raisin Bran son.
Across from the Kellogg's Sun and Mac Tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why is the son always wearing sunglasses?
That's a great question.
Motherfucker didn't need sunglasses. He's the one making the light.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So the last one I've got, Nick Troll. And you just beat the game with the third troll.
All right.
I just wanted to throw Nick Kroll in there.
Yeah,
somehow.
I love
There
it.
we go.
Good shit. Those are
That's
good.
what I got.
Well,
I want to know, what does Flopsy have to say about this game?
here's my guess. Flopsy is going to be right down the fucking middle on this game. I think Flopsy's going to be like, yeah, it's not great, but the color, I think they're going to latch onto the color thing like we did. And I also think they're going to be a lot more forgiving. If this were me, this would be a 2-star game for me.
Agreed.
Maybe 1.5, but I feel like that's a little too harsh. This is a 2-star game for me. I'm going to give it the Flopsy bump and say I think they're going to do 2.5.
I think 2.5 works, and unless they got someone to write the article that was like a super fan of trolls.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
I still have 17 trolls on my desk at work today in 2000.
All glued to the dash of my car, all the way across.
Next to my Smurfs.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll never fuck.
I'm going to be the rival Uber driver, and I'm going to have troll dolls in my car instead of Smurfs.
I was fucked up drunk that night, and I still have never forgotten those fucking Smurfs or that visit to the Waffle House.
You never will.
Yeah.
I think being drunk enhanced that experience.
Yeah, probably did. I'm good with 2.5.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
I'm going to say it's probably uncommon because I don't think people who were troll buyers were troll video game buyers. You know
And they
what I'm
didn't know
saying?
how to market it either based
No.
on that ad. It's I didn't mention this, but if this helps us determine the availability, it was published by the famous American Softworks Corporation and developed by the also famous Millennium Interactive Limited, two
see.
companies of which we are all very familiar
Absolutely.
with from their very prolific publications. I think this is this has got to be uncommon at
Yep.
at
Has to
the
be.
most.
No,
right?
2.5 uncommon.
I'm
We're
down
good.
with that.
I think
2.5
that's good.
uncommon?
2.5 uncommon.
All right,
Do we want to say that before we guess the value? We can lock it in and do the value, whatever you
locked
whatever you
in,
think. 2.5 uncommon.
locked in. 2.5 uncommon. How much do you think you guys would pay for this if you're to buy it loose, on average?
It may be uncommon, but it still kind of sucks. I don't think this is going to have a broad appeal. Honestly,
No.
I'm going to say $17 is my guess.
$17.
Yeah,
What do you think, Tyler?
My gut said 23.
23. Actual retail value of Super Trolland, aka Super Troll Islands, for the Super Nintendo, loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording, is $17.74 cents. Within $1. That means you're going to the Showdown Showcase.
Showdown, yes.
So based on that, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's that seems expensive.
It does.
I would not want to pay that much money for this video game. But it's like, is it that expensive because of the availability? Is it that expensive because of the troll license? You got those collectors, that
You're not wrong. That might seem like a bargain to a troll collector.
probably does, because
Yeah.
we all know they're rich.
Yeah, they are.
Same with the Beanie Babies collectors. They're fucking rolling in it now.
That's right.
I knew this was a sound investment.
As they're like throwing Beanie Babies into the fireplace to stay warm and stuff. According to Flopsy, aka the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike and a shadowy, mysterious benefactor, which may or may not also be Monster Mold Mike.
There is a non-zero chance that this is also Monster Mold Mike.
Super Troll Islands. Rating 2.5 stars.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Availability
Mm.
Very uncommon.
Very uncommon.
Missed it by that much.
Damn, that's a really hard one. Is differentiating very from just standard.
It really is.
Even so, to me, that makes the price weirder. Like, it's weird now that it's 17, but it's a very uncommon game.
Like, you think it should be more?
I think it should be more. I thought it would have been more at a very uncommon level.
Not gonna lie, I'm tempted to buy it now.
$17. That sounds kind of like a deal.
If this said rare, I think I would be buying it for $17. I might buy it. If I could find it on eBay, $17, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
For very uncommon, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'll just never play it,
right.
because I play all of those other Super Nintendo games that I own
all the time.
all the time. They're my Beanie Babies, you see. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I've had a lot of fun today talking about the Trolls. If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what beard? Why beard?
The blue beard of the first draft of Sonic in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Okay, yes.
The
All right.
weird Sonic.
Yes. What's your take on all that? Do you think that was a marketing thing, or do you think that was legitimately their attempt and they backed down?
Well, I'd read that it was designed like that for the purposes of like Halloween costumes and stuff to be.
What a weird fucking way to make a decision.
Yep. Yep.
That's some too big to fail kind of shit right there. Like, you know what I mean?
That's all the suits making all the decisions.
Sure is.
Yep.
Okay. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses? Why glasses?
So, and there's a Far Side cartoon.
Ooh, hell yeah. A little Gary Larson.
Yeah, where a bear walks in and sees another stuffed bear and says, "It's whatever. It's Kevin, but there's something not quite right about the eyes." So the glossy,
Yeah.
dead eyes of a
Nice.
stuffed animal.
Hey, man, that works. Trolls got them eyes, too.
Yep.
I get it.
Those burnout lich sockets.
All right, now hear me out. The villain of my next D&D campaign is a demi-lich troll skull.
Hell yeah.
His phylactery is his hair, you see. Okay. Is that it? Are we done? What are we going to play next?
Let's see. Let's grab this batter up peripheral, plug it in, Wild and Crazy Kid style, say the prayer we all love to say. Whammies. Stop.
105.
Ooh.
Played.
D's.
Nuts.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yes, we have played it. It is a little game known as a Chrono Trigger. Have you heard of this one?
Oh, no.
Chrono Trigger.
Sounds intriguing.
Let's do it again.
Oh, you want to do Chrono Trigger again? All right, I'm down.
We could do Chrono Trigger again. It's been a minute. We could do what's that? What's that fan-made game where you're Magus? That's supposedly pretty good.
I don't know, man. I know there's a lot of Chrono Trigger ROM hacks.
Yep.
I'm not going to put Ian through Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not going to put you
We don't
through
love
it.
him that much to give him that good of an
Yeah.
experience.
I listened to the original episode for Chrono Trigger. Y'all did a great job. Let's leave it.
We did. Thank you.
Yes, we know.
Stop.
382.
Played it?
Yes.
Fuck.
NFL Quarterback Club 96. We don't revisit? It says here actually in the TADPOG bylaws, if we've already played one game and passed on it, we have to replay the second one that was rolled. 33.
Oh, fuck. A's.
Correct.
Ooh.
Have we played it?
Yes.
Fuck. Arrow.
Artie Lightfoot.
Oh, yeah.
That's
we
a
did already.
Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue episode.
Indeed.
Go check it out. 436.
T.
The Peas.
Peas. Ooh. This sounds like a new one then.
Have we played it?
Yes.
Shit. Populous.
We Palab. It is Populous.
Populous? Okay.
Yeah. It's a great episode. Sean Miller's on that one.
Yep.
Go check it out.
Populous.
Yeah, got that banger.
80.
Bees.
Correct.
All right. Battletoads.
Ooh, no.
Mm.
I'm looking at Ian, waiting for the question.
Have we played it?
We have not.
Hey!
It's a new one.
Baseball, 1985
No.
Hall of Fame.
No. Brutal, pause of fury.
Oh, okay.
I remember seeing ads for this one in the comic books that I was
Okay.
reading.
Yeah. Okay.
Brutal, pause of fury. Not pogs of fury.
Damn.
Oh fuck! I thought you were saying Pogs. Never mind. I'm spin again. I'm turning the key. We get to go again. No.
I'd say it's pretty good. We're closing up on time.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do it.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Find the show on iTunes, not SoundCloud, not Stitcher, but on Spotify, YouTube Play, over the goddamn place. Lots of shit going on, but most importantly, Patreon.
I'm not ready. Patreon is a thing that we do where we ask you for money, and you go there, patreon.com/tadpog, to give us money.
Hell yes. Did you
So-
like this at all?
I mean, even a little. Was there like 4 minutes of the show that you thought were just
Ooh.
pretty fucking funny?
40 seconds.
I didn't say consecutive
Oh,
minutes.
yes. Okay, good. Right.
Could be 10, 40-second clips,
I love it.
something.
Did you sensible chuckle at least once?
Just once. Did you roll your eyes?
Oh, yeah. They
Because
did.
you were listening and paying attention, then you should give us $1
I agree.
repeatedly over several years.
I agree.
And to do that, you go to patreon.com/tadpog. For as little as $1, you have access to our bonus content, which is wide and varied. And then we do have a group of people that donate $20 or more per month to us every single month and have been doing so for a very long time. And we're extremely grateful. We like to call them our executive producers.
Yes.
And I'm going to read the list of them right now. Cubicle Monkey, Sandwich Pope, Phil H, Gamebug Prime, Nathan E, Matt, a.k.a. Gentle G, Pinball Airplane Archmage, Chris Edler, sorry you couldn't be on this episode, That Nice Guy from Michigan, Louisville Correspondent, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn, Drink Smith, Joey Dubs, and D Pope Sandwich. Thank you guys so
Hell
much.
yes. Thank
Thanks
you.
to all of our donors. You know, we do. I mentioned
means a
this
lot.
last week. We have a lot of people that donate $15 a month. That's a lot of fucking money.
Yes, it is.
And even the $1 donors, we're grateful for all of it.
We're not even top 1% OnlyFans.
right. Not even.
That's a lot. $15 is a lot.
exactly.
Some people got that maybe.
Maybe.
Our listeners.
All of
trust.
our donations are very great, appreciated by us. We're very grateful for that. So, thank you. And,
Hell yes.
That's pretty much it for me on that one.
How you guys want to close it out?
I guess as a troll, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if they had voices, do they
Yeah.
even talk?
Well, they say, wow.
Your favorite
Oh,
version of a
yeah.
troll. Trolls are very wide across media.
That is true.
Okay.
So until next time, Tropical Capricorn. They're allergic to milk.
Miak.
Southern Bulgarian Miak.
That was Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
See y'all later. Bye. TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler and releases new episodes every Wednesday. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and just about anywhere else podcasts are hosted. If you have a question or comment for the hosts, don't hesitate to call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. If we like it, we'll play it on the show and respond. If you'd like to send us something, you can do so at TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42 02002. If you'd like to donate to the show, visit patreon.com/tadpog, and with a minimum donation of $1 per month, you will get access to all of our fun bonus content. Join the conversation on our Discord server at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord. Registration is free, and we'd love to have you there. If you enjoy our show and haven't already, don't forget to find and tap that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Fucking Tadpog. What's up, guys? It's Nate from Utah, first-time caller,
Hey.
long-time listener.
Nate.
Just wanted to call and wish everybody a happy Indigenous Peoples Day and happy birthday, Dave.
Thanks.
I know it's
This is
past
from
midnight
October.
Western Kentucky time, but here in Utah it's still 11:16, so I got in at the buzzer.
Hell
Love you
yes.
guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. We love you too.
That was sweet.
My mom loved your calendar, by the way, Nate.
So
I mean,
did Tanya.
I loved it, but
Yes.
but we've got a new calendar now because it's 2025, and it's a Pusheen calendar, which my mom also likes. But she's like, I really like that calendar you had, and I was like, you know what? There's a story behind that calendar I've never told you.
Right.
And then I told her where it came from, and she's like, Are you kidding me? She's like, I thought you bought that from like a store. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, someone that we know took those photographs himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all
so
got any more of them calendars?
it's a great calendar.
Tanya mentioned it at the end of the year. She's like, you got to get with that listener to get another calendar for 202025. She loved it.
It was great, man.
Hung in our
It was
kitchen,
great,
and-
dude.
Yeah,
it was
a
on our
great fucking
kitchen wall
calendar.
for the whole year.
It's still on my wall, set to August.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I do, however.
Man, you
have-
remember August 2024?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I do, however, have some potential good news.
That's good.
A certain individual by the name Key Item Nate's Coin
Mm-hmm.
has told me that they sent the P.O. box a late Christmas gift.
Oh, hell yes. Oh, hell yes.
So
maybe.
you never know. Never know.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, gang.
I hope we get that.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Sometimes P.O. Box stuff just
Doesn't
doesn't
Ever.
show
It
up.
don't
We just-
PO.
It don't PO, yeah.
that's it then. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
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 Believe it!